They're gonna feel pretty stupid when they find out. Find out what?
No one's gone until they're gone.
Madison Clark is back. It is so good to see Kim Dickens back on Fear the Walking Dead. But what's up, Walking Dead friends and family? It's Brian Castrillo, and we're here to talk about the season finale of Fear the Walking Dead, episode 16, Gone. But what'd you guys think? So for me, I'm a huge Madison Clark fan. I think she's one of the best characters in the entire Walking Dead universe. She's my second favorite on Fear the Walking Dead, only behind Daniel Salazar. But Madison Clark is quite the badass, and she did not disappoint. Kim Dickens came out with an amazing performance, and let's just get down to business and talk about it. So, as we all know, Madison Clark died in the the baseball stadium, the fire. But I never believed she was dead. I mean, it was just too easy. I mean, I don't know how she survived. I guess we're going to learn about this in season 8. But, you have the fence there right behind. It's very easily climbable. But it's looking like she had some help to get her out of there. But we're going to find out about that later. But in this episode, we find Morgan. He lands at an island, or after being on the raft with Baby Mo. And you got these group of people, and they got almost like potato sacks on their heads as masks, and they capture Morgan, and they think Morgan's the one who are taking these children. And we learn that Madison is actually the one trafficking these kids for whatever group has held her captive. And we know that when she was brought to this area, you see the speaker, which now I figured out what that speaker is. I'm pretty sure where that scene comes from, and I'm going to come back to that at the end of this. But they tell her that, you are no longer Madison, you are working for us, you're going to do what we need you to do. And of course we saw the tattoos of Nick and Alicia on her wrists, and she did that to remind herself. But so we see her, she needs oxygen to continue to survive. Her lungs must be horribly damaged from that fire. But she is trafficking kids, or she called them eggs, compared them to an Oreo. And for whatever this group Padre is doing with these children now, she says that they're for the future, and they're basically splitting up the parents or the mother from the baby. And as they land on this, this island, Morgan and Baby Mo, we see Madison, and first the people came, and they were trying to get Morgan. They were going to bury him alive, and great visuals. We see walkers that are buried in the sand up to their head. There's one scene with a crab that's kind of holding on, really cool, great visual. But they believe that Morgan is the one that was, taking their kids, and we find out later that's actually Madison. And we go through this story where we find this woman that Madison was trying to contact, and Morgan actually meets up with her first, and he finds Madison, because Madison saved him because they were going to kill Morgan, those people that were there on the beach. And she takes Mo, and of course Morgan's not going to give up, and he goes after her. But he ends up finding, this other woman prior to that, and you go through this whole scene where, he finds out that she's pregnant before, or at least that's what he told her, and he gets Madison, after finding about her, to bring her, because, and it's kind of a little tricky, but she has a kid, and Madison's basically saying, if you want to see Mo again, you better help me get this lady, as sort of a trade. But Madison is lying to him, and eventually they get stuck in this escaping the name, where basically where the dead are buried in a tomb, and it was this woman's. It was on her property, and just they figure out that Madison. Well, Morgan's, figures out that Madison, or I'm sorry, the lady was not pregnant at all. Madison figures that out. She opens up the, this where a great grandfather or a grandfather lived, where he was placed after he died, and he wanted to be buried with her shotgun. So she takes it out, points it at Madison and Morgan, and we get this really somber moment where Madison figures out from Morgan, because she forced Morgan to tell her that her kids were, Nick and Alicia were dead, or at least he believes Alicia too. But the other woman was going to use this leverage to try and get her, figure out where her daughter, because Madison had taken her daughter. But eventually, they get in, the guys that were, hunting Madison. They kill all the walkers out there, because there's like 30 plus more coming. And they end up taking Madison, and they bury her in the sand. And you see these walkers coming up, and of course they let Morgan go, but they eventually, these walkers are coming out of the water, and they're actually the people that were hunting her, and that woman who had lost her kid. And Morgan comes in at the last second. He saves them, and we find out it was them, because that woman was a walker, and she had this little toy that she had told Morgan that she planned on giving to her daughter whenever she got to see her again. So that was kind of sad. Morgan was, of course, upset about that. And this is all culminating to finding out about Padre. Now, there was this one amazing scene where Madison took her sledgehammer and did this complete 360 and knocked out all these walkers. Probably one of the better kills in the entire Fear the Walking Dead universe, if not, the entire Walking Dead universe. But amazing kill. I absolutely loved it. But it all culminates to the end. This is kind of the end thing. And at the end, Madison basically makes a plan with Morgan to take him to Padre. But at the last, they take him in this boat, and they're going out, around this rock. But Morgan asks him, "So where is Padre?" And then she looks at him and says, "That's one thing I never told you. I don't know." And then they blindfold both of them, and you see out into the water, and there's this, it looks like a Coast Guard cutter. And now, me being former Navy, I at first thought it was a Navy ship, but it very well could be, but I believe it was a Coast Guard cutter. But I immediately, once I seen that, I thought back to Dead in the Water, that limited series back then. And at the end of that, at the end of that scene, or at the end of that series, there was roughly about six, seven or so that had left. Now, some of them did die in Fear the Walking Dead, but one in particular, they called him Ginger, Lieutenant McGuire, and I'm sure there was a couple others that survived, but we don't know where they are. So now, in a time of war, the Coast Guard actually becomes a part of the Navy, and they will often be called up to help, battle or whatever. So I'm wondering if, Lieutenant McGuire might have something to do with this Padre, and if those, because you're going to need people who know how to run a ship, and of course in the apocalypse, I think we're at 6 years in with Fear the Walking Dead, where they're at right now, or give or take, correct me if I'm wrong. Not many people are going to be around that can actually run those ships. So I'm wondering if Lieutenant McGuire, aka Ginger, and some of the other Navy personnel from the USS Pennsylvania when they left, they created, or they became what this Padre is. but we won't know till later. We won't know till season 8. But are you guys excited to have Madison Clark back? I can't wait till she sees Luciana, Daniel Salazar, June Dory. Hopefully she'll get to see Alicia, and of course Coleman Domingo's Victor Strand. So many, and then even some of the other characters that she's never met. I am so excited for season 8. Season 8 has got me hyped, and I have not been this hyped for a Fear the Walking Dead season for quite a while. I mean, they've all been really good, but this one, I'm pumped for it. I cannot wait to see where this is going, and possibly when they want to take on Padre. What if this ship is how they get back up towards the Virginia coast, to go towards Alexandria, and how there could be a crossover? What do you guys think? Did you enjoy this this episode? I really did. What were your thoughts on it? Did you like that 360 kill by Madison Clark? What did you think about what's Madison's doing as far as trafficking these kids, and what are they doing with these kids, and why are they splitting them up from their mother? I mean, the woman, they hinted at this. The woman that they thought was pregnant, they were planning on basically keeping her at Padre until she gave birth, and then they were going to split them up, which is kind of odd that they want to split at least from the mom, for eating purposes for the child. But I don't know what they're doing. They claim that they're better off over at Padre, but we're going to find out season 8. I can't wait. It's a long time. This could be the lead, how they're going to figure out, to do a possible crossover with The Walking Dead. That's just my thoughts on it. I have a feeling that Lieutenant McGuire from Dead in the Water could be connected to this Padre. We're going to find out. But what do you guys think? My MVP for this episode is, you got to take Kim Dickens on this. Madison Clark was fantastic in this episode. I cannot wait for the next season to figure out what had happened at Dell Diamond Stadium, to where she was. But yeah, what do you guys think? What was your favorite parts of this? And just like in all my reviews, I love to do a shout out, and this is no different. This is a season finale, so this one is going to my good friend Nick Sanchez-Zarkos. He is a huge Fear the Walking Dead fan. He's also an actor, and we're both from Columbus, Ohio, and he is doing if do you like theater? Well, he is doing well, you know what? I'm going to just go ahead and add this video to the end of this, and I'm going to talk about it. Check this out. Of course, the link to check out this play production called Too Much Sun is going to be in the link below. But check out this video. My shout out to Nick Sanchez-Zarkos, and check out this play. But here we go. All right, today's shout-out's going out to Nick Sanchez-Zarkos. He is my good friend and fellow Columbus, Ohio native. He is a huge Fear the Walking Dead fan, and he is an actor. He's an up-and-coming young actor. He is part of the Eclipse Theatre Company, and he is going... Do you guys like theater or plays? I know I do. I think the last one I saw was Beauty and the Beast, but he is going to be part of this show called Too Much Sun, and he is going to be playing a character named Lucas. Let me show you all the actors involved in this. Check that out. You can pause if you want to check it out. But this is a playwright called Too Much Sun that is by Nikki Silver and directed by Alan Tishino. Now, if I messed up those names, forgive me. I'm sure Nick can correct me on those. But these are going to be shows from June 3rd to the 19th. They'll be playing on Thursdays, Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays. Now, the link to get tickets and everything will be in my video's description. Please check them out. It is going to be in Columbus, Ohio. And this is a comedy drama that revolves around a clandestine tryst and calculated romances of a temperamental actress who ends up walking off stage during rehearsal to spend the summer at her daughter's Cape Cod home. Now, I am from Massachusetts, so I'm kind of curious if we're going to get some great New England accent. Are we going to hear Park the car and Harvard Yard? I'm just joking, but I haven't been in Massachusetts for a while, so I'm sure my accent is horrible. But, I mean, get out. Go out and see this play. Have a great time. Bring a friend. Bring a date. Check out this play, and make sure if you see my friend Nick Sanchez-Zarkos and the rest of them, you know, say hello to them, get some pictures, and let me know if you've seen the play. Show me pictures. Let me know how it went. But please enjoy. Get out and check it out. Again, the link to get tickets is in my video. Thank you guys for watching. I love you guys.